Hello everybody, this is DearMamaSal and it is officially cold. It's 1 degree Canadian, 34 degrees American, and some incredible person actually de-iced my car this morning. Somebody got out there and obviously was de-icing theirs and de-iced mine at the same time. Scraped all my windows for me. You know life's good when people do that for you, right? So a couple of interesting reports, otherwise known as the Dufus Reports. Number one, you will have noticed that when I put up yesterday's vlog, it said something about, well, on the drive home I'll do X, Y, and Z. Tell you this other good news. Well, you will notice that there was no other good news because something really weird happened. When I put on the camera, it actually went to mega zoom, and you know that 4D zoom thing I've got on mine that we did a vlog on one day? Well, for some reason that activated. I probably pressed the wrong button somewhere. But anyway, so I did the vlog going home with that on, and it obviously had no picture worth talking of. So that was my first doofus to tell you about. Sorry about that one. But the second one was funny. Well, funny sort of, depending on what sort of sense of humor you have. Because I was busy getting things done yesterday, and I went down to empty the garbage. I don't think I told you. Did I tell you this one before? Well, if I did, I'm going to tell you again. Anyway, so went down to empty the garbage and took a couple of bags with me, you know, emptied the one bag, turned around, was about to empty the other, and thought, what kind of bag do I have in my hand? And it was a blue bag, and I thought, where have I just dumped that? And I had just dumped it in the organics, and I spent the next 10 minutes with and it was, you know, the organics thing was almost empty, so I couldn't lean in and get the stuff out of it. I had to actually turn the bin on its side and grovel around and get all the recycling out of there. Very stupid. Very doofusy. I have to give a heads up here to, I think it's Emily. I'm not quite sure. I think it is. Anyway, because she actually called it a Rufus Report. And I thought that was really cute. A Rufus Dufus. So this is obviously a name that's going to stick with me, so thank you very much indeed. Sometimes the greatest things come about by almost accident, and a Rufus Dufus is definitely, I think we should make a Rufus Dufus a really serious one. You know, a regular doofus, and then you get a Rufus Dufus. So thank you very much indeed for that typo, and for your sense of humor around it, because without that I would never have come up with a Rufus Dufus being a super doofus. And try saying that when you're drunk. Okay, so beautiful morning here in British Columbia. The sun is shining, other than the fact it's cold. And I did remember to wear a jacket this morning, which is a definite improvement. There is some idiot out running in shirt sleeves. Two separate statements. I'm just jealous, you know that. However, on the Battle of the Bulges report, you know that I went up almost as much weight as I'd lost after Halloween. I mean, really, how stupid was that? And never mind, it's what I did, and that's the price you pay. And so, luckily, I have managed to lose 2 pounds this weekend. I think. It'll probably only show £1 I don't know. Anyway, I've lost 2 pounds. I'm definitely dropped that weight. So I'm really very proud of myself. And one of the things I went back to doing was eating popcorn as my guilty pleasure snack. And not popcorn with butter, but dry popcorn with Parmesan cheese and papadums, all mixed in. Lots of different flavors. And it just really does make a very tasty snack of it. So I think that helped, and I really was careful with my portion control, particularly on that macaroni cheese that you all saw, the 6 cheese macaroni and cheese. I cannot believe how well behaved I was. I actually took 1 spoonful the first time, and the spoonful would be about a cup, and then just literally scraped the bottom of the serving dish for my seconds. And when I say scrape the bottom, you understand there were people there that seriously finished that macaroni cheese. I don't know why I never seem to have a lot waiting for me at the end of it. So I've just watched a bus that was meant to stop at a bus stop decide not to stop there. Obviously there wasn't anybody there getting off or anybody waiting for them. So they actually swung a little bit to go towards the bus stop, and the guy that is now in front of me obviously went to overtake, and then the bus decided not to go into the bus stop at all, and all that took like 2 seconds for that change to happen. In the meantime, the car in front of me was already committed to overtaking him and heading into a very dangerous position, because the bus just kept going, not worrying about him, and here's the car in front of me trying to overtake him and heading towards, is doing so now on a solid line, because that's what it is, and the bus didn't let up at all. That was really scary to watch. Could have been a nasty accident, in which case I would have been a witness to it, wouldn't I? So, hate it when I see that sort of thing. Now, should the car in front of me have waited to make sure that the bus was committed? I guess so. And that's probably what they would fight for in court, but it was, I bet you that they really started to sweat, because I did, and I was behind them. I wasn't even in danger. So, nasty. Alright, so on the good side, let us now continue with the news that would have followed on my drive home yesterday from the store. And that was the story about the family that was suffering from multiple levels of dysfunction. And if you remember, it had to do with a brother that was abusing the whole system. And I had a really nice email from the viewer who told me that somewhere between watching the vlogs and the discussions we had on the broadcast, she had decided to change her decided not to wait for the brother to change or for the mother to change. She decided she was going to change. And so she took a deep breath and had a meeting with the brother and said, "I'm really sorry that you seem to be struggling to keep to the rules of the house, but I just want to let you know that I'm getting tired of this now, and so either I'm going to ask you either to obey the rules of the house or else find somewhere else to live." And I thought that was really good. It showed great courage and great understanding of the problem, because now he gets to choose whether he wants to be the victim, in which case he'll be busy telling all his friends what a so-and-so his sister is, and she's thrown him out, and da-da-da-da, you know, all those sort of victimship things, excuse my language. Or he will go and think about that and decide maybe what he's got is better than having to go out and pay rent and hydro, electricity for you guys, and all those other bills that at the moment he doesn't have to pay. So it'll be interesting to see how smart he becomes, or not. Either way, as long as the viewer stays firm, the problem will be solved. Maybe not to perfection, but dramatically solved. And for that, I give her a huge, huge round of applause. Because really, that takes a lot of courage to do that. And not wait for anybody else to change, not go, well, now I become a victim to it. Just go, okay, fine, this is my house, I get to make the rules. And I get to enforce them. And it was really interesting because there are quite a few of us out there in DearMamaSal land who totally know how this whole thing plays out. You know, we've been victims to victims. We've been victim to victims over the years, and we have been the victim. And we have thought like victims and behaved like victims, and therefore the behavior continued. So the way you stop it is to do something. And the same as you've heard me say time and time again, you don't think your way out of depression, you have to do things to get out of depression. You have to overcome your ego and start doing things. You know, whether that's walking or volunteering or doing something. But lying in bed, being depressed doesn't fix depression. You'll be in depression for a decade. You know, you actually have to decide, I want out of here, and you know, start doing things like getting up in the morning and you know, getting dressed and doing normal functions. So you look at it and you go, this act of actually verbalizing that change has to happen is extremely important. I've just accidentally looked at my clock and seen one clock that I didn't reset at the weekend. Nearly had a heart attack. So really good fun. I really want to acknowledge the viewers though of the broadcast, because you guys do a great job at supporting one another, and I hope that you can see that you keep making a difference. Just by being there and hearing the stories and being able to relate to the stories. Not only do you grow, but other people grow too. And we've seen two great examples just this one weekend. Two people who told the truth. Now, we also had another person who told an incredible truth this weekend. It's somebody that we knew was adopted because we'd heard that story before. But out of the blue told us that it actually was her birthday this weekend. And I was a bit shocked because we had never heard about that. And we have on the Dear Mama Sal site, we try and keep track of everybody's birthday. So it was really strange not to have heard about this person's birthday. And then the viewer said that she didn't celebrate her birthday. And the sadness of it was that the reason she didn't was because she saw it as the day that she was given away. Wow. Doesn't that break your heart? And in that there was such sadness for me and for her, obviously, but imagine living with that all your life. This is the day somebody gave me away. And intellectually, I'm sure that viewer knows that it's also the day that gave her life and gave her the friend she has today and the husband she has today, and all the other positive things that have happened. It would not have been possible without that action, because had it not happened, she could have lived a totally different life. And I know for a fact she's a very happy person at the moment. So it is my prayer would be that she gets to balance it with the positive. And my advice would be, not that I was asked for it, but my advice would be that if you choose to hold this as a bad day and therefore not celebrate it, and I respect that, that is a choice and one you can hold on to. But then, for goodness sake, have another day that is your birthday. Maybe the day that you met the love of your life. I don't know. Find another day. Because birthdays aren't about presents and stuff. They're actually days when people get to spoil you in whatever way you choose, sometimes. And I know some of you are saying you obviously don't live in my family, or mine, because my brother even didn't acknowledge my birthday this year. Yeah, right. So just a great weekend. I love the Monday morning musings because we do all the broadcasts at the weekend, or most of them, and it's normally full of amazing stories and things over which I am absolutely in awe. And I'm in awe because if you'd asked me just over a year ago whether I dreamt we'd ever have these sort of stories coming back to us, these positive changes, these incredible courageous acts, I would have said in my dreams yes, but in reality that is not my expectation. And look at it, it's reality. This is Dear Mama Sal saying life is good.